Ram Ram, everyone. Today at the Neem Curly Baba Ashram, we are making ghee. Ghee is purified butter, and we're making that so that we can also make something called batis, which are little round cotton balls that we use for wicks during arti. And so we take those cotton balls and we dip them in the ghee. So today is the process of the ghee making. You'll see in the photos that will be in this post that we took 5 large packages of butter, which is 1 pound each. If you are going to make this for your home, for your cooking purposes, or for human consumption, we do recommend that you get organic butter to make the ghee. Since we're making batis today, we did not use organic butter. So you take all of those butters and you put them in a wok if you have that. And it's important if you have the wok to have one of these. I don't know if you can see it, but it actually lifts the wok off of the direct flame. If you do not have a wok at home, like most of us, just use a thick bottomed pot. So put the flame, if you have a gas stove, a little above the low setting, probably between low and medium. And you'll stir the butter until it begins to melt. As you see, sorry, the sun might be able to distort this. So it's kind of this yellow color. Once you get all of the sticks of butter melted, we turn the heat up a little bit higher and the butter will begin to boil. Not too much because you don't want to burn it completely, but what you'll see later in the video is how we do want to actually burn it just a little bit until at the very bottom there'll be just this little kind of crisp, gritty space that you'll leave at the bottom of your pot as you continue to mix the ghee and let the bubbles from the boiling do the work of separating the solids from the pure butter, which will then become our ghee. Okay, so in the next scene, you will magically see everything begin to boil. So at this point in the boiling process or in the cooking process, you can see the different look, how there is the boiling is starting to happen. It's got this white colored cream at the top. That is the part that is separating. So depending on the volume that you're making, this cooking process will either be shorter or longer. So since we're at the ashram, we are probably making more ghee than you would need to at home. So just adjust the cooking process. And as this starts to boil, you'll notice the color change. I'm not sure if it's coming through in the video, but it's starting to change color. And soon we'll be able to see the clarity of the ghee. And you can take the wood spoon that you are using and start to move some of the solids off to the side, and you can check your progress. But we're going to wait so that this can boil some more because it's just not quite finished. But we wanted to show you kind of what it looked like in transition from it first beginning to cook down to probably like the midpoint. Okay, at this point in the process, you can see that it is boiling more. You can use your wooden spoon to kind of make a little motion there at the bottom to check and see if that special little yummy flavoring crust is building on the bottom. At this point, we don't feel it. So just remove your spoon and resist the urge to stir the pot. You want to because you see it boiling and you feel like, it's necessary for me to stir that. Do not stir. Just let it continue to boil. Let the bubbles do the work for you. Okay, this is the end product. This is what it looks like when you let the bubbles do the work. You see that the ghee is now clear and these white sediments is still the solids that we've removed. At this point now, we are going to we've turned off the flame. We're going to remove the pot from the stove and let the ghee cool. And then we will filter it through cheesecloth and a screen. Okay, now that the ghee has cooled, it's time to use your strainer, which looks like this, and cheesecloth. If you do not have cheesecloth handy, then you can use a flour sack towel. It will do the same thing. So we're going to use these to help filter out the solids, all these whites that have separated from the pure ghee. Okay? So when you do this, just make sure you've got it set up. You can do this alone. Obviously, there's 2 of us right now. So you just take the ghee, your ghee, pour it through. You'll notice that some of the solids will stay in the bottom of your pan. And this we're filtering into a plastic container because we're not using it as edible ghee. But again, we do advise if you're going to make edible ghee, please do use a glass container. So as you do this, you will filter out all the impurities. Once we get to the end of doing that, you're going to take your cheesecloth or flour towel and a flour sack towel, and you're going to squeeze it to get out the rest of the ghee and leave the remaining impurities. So there are some of the solids that stay. Those are the things that's what causes spoilage. So once your ghee is filtered, you do not have to refrigerate it because there's nothing left in it that will cause it to spoil. So to make sure that we get out all of the usable ghee, that's why you go ahead and squeeze out your cheesecloth, as to not have any extra waste. And anything that remains in the cheesecloth, you just go ahead and either put it in your compost or toss it. And then again, you can put it in your container, and soon we will have a tutorial on how to make batis with the ghee that we've just made. Okay, we hope that you've enjoyed this. If there are any other questions that you have, please do leave some comments and we'll try to get them answered for you. You'll notice the beautiful color of the ghee, how it's really yellow. And so throughout the video, you'll see the different changes in the color and texture. Okay, Jai Guru Dev.